Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of the Richa Dhody Show. I'm Richa and I'm in conversation with Sara Khan. This is part two, and in part one, a little recap. We spoke about number one, how Sara communicates with her clients so that they will trust in her. And number two, she describes her detailed design process. So if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. Pause everything and go check it out. I have attached a link over here and also in the description below. Moving on, today in our conversation, we are going to be talking about how, as a creative artist, entrepreneur, you can define success for yourself. And number two, as a designer and a creative person, how can you keep on improving your design skills? So let's go check it out and dive right into the conversation from where we left with Sara Khan. What are the trends you're seeing for 2021 for, let's say, color-wise, style-wise? Is there anything specific?
I don't go by trends really because I tell my clients, like, we want to make the trend with your wedding. We want your wedding to be the one that everyone else is Pinteresting and posting online, right? And so when I say that, then they're like, yeah, you're right. So then I'll start introducing them to things that haven't been done before, things that, I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I'm like, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we try this thing or that thing? But I feel like a lot of my clients have been more open to doing darker color palettes, like blacks and grays and pinks and mauves with the black and gray. So I like that. In November, I had a bride that was like open to it, and her wedding color palette was completely unconventional. We did black, gray, powder blue, like a baby blue, robin's egg blue, a deep cobalt blue, and then nude and white. I think people don't see something in a wedding until they've seen it in another wedding. And I think that's the hard part when it comes to design, getting people to be brave enough to do something that hasn't been done before. Because they're like, how do I know my money is going to be like maximized?
Right. And the most exciting part is when clients tell you that, you know what, I believe in you. You tell me,
It's exciting
this is
and
my
scary.
vision. And then it's exciting and scary. And that's the whole fun part about it. Like when, right?
Yeah.
They would just come to you and they'd be like, I believe in you, Richa or Sara.
Totally.
You tell me what my vision is this. This is my budget.
Right.
And I have faith in you, and you are going to make it look beautiful.
Right.
Right. So you have been in the industry. You've been doing weddings for 8 years now. How do you measure your progress year on year?
That has changed a lot over the years, right? Because I used to be like, one day when I get a client that's X budget, I'm going to give myself a Chanel bag or, and what's really funny is that now I've gotten clients that are 10, 20 times that budget. And I didn't buy the Chanel bag because I realized that who cares?
That's what I want.
Who cares about buying a damn Chanel bag?
Right.
That's not how the success of my business is measured. And I used to tell myself that, like, I can't wait for the day that I have a client that comes that doesn't care about their budget. The reality is everybody cares about their budget, whether they're spending 100, 200,000, 20,000, 5,000. It doesn't matter how much they're spending. Everybody has a budget and cares about a budget.
Right.
And that's what helped me understand that what I really want is a client that cares more about the design than the budget. That's what I felt was successful. And also that I'm able to take a salary every 2 weeks and have employees that are working full. Like for me, when I started a business, a big part of what I wanted, I'm sorry, is he making a lot of noise?
Oh, he's just a part of us. So
okay.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm sorry. Jump. Okay. So for me, when I started my business, one of the reasons I started it was because I wanted to have a way to make money that, as a mom, if I wanted to be a more present mom, I didn't have to worry about losing my job. If I was pregnant and having a difficult pregnancy, I didn't want to have to worry about not having a job when I came back. If my son is sick and I need to keep him home, I didn't want to have to worry about being in trouble at work because I couldn't go to work or I had to go to work late, or if I want to take off a day or two because I got my period. I don't know. Like, I don't, these are all like woman things. And I didn't want
Right.
that to ever affect my ability to get a paycheck. And so, you know, that being able to do that was one measure of success for me, that like, have I made that space for myself? And then
Mm.
have I made that space for other women who work for me and for other
Mm.
people who work for me? And that happened too. And am I able to have a studio where people can come in and actually meet and talk about design and decor? I was able to do that too. And then was I able to pay myself an amount of, like, not having any debt was a big thing for me. I started my business with no loans. I never took any loans on my business. Every single piece of inventory I have, I own it because I bought it, because I reinvested back into the business. So it wasn't until like last year or the year before that I started using a business credit card for points, because I was like, we
Mm.
spend so much money. And I would just pay it off every 2 weeks, every month, like not even every month, every 2 weeks, I would just pay off the whole entire card and just rack up points on the card, and
Mm.
cash back. So that was a big thing for me too, not having debt on my business. So that way it was purely a source of income. And the last couple of years, I was able to also pay myself something that I'm reasonably happy with every 2 weeks. And all my full time people also are at salaries where they're like, to my knowledge, they are satisfied and happy with what they get paid. And that's really important to me.
That is
So
fantastic.
I think
Guys, let's pause and reflect. What is success for you? Success are these small achievements on which you've been working all this while to reach your higher visions. For example, for me, my vision is to do celebrity weddings, while I also want to do weddings for those who cannot afford a single dime of decor for their weddings. I don't know how and when, but this is what I know. 2 years back, I was doing birthday parties and baby showers. A year back, I was an assistant and I got to design 5 weddings. Now, I am a wedding designer and I'm going to be designing 20 beautiful weddings and beautiful venues in New Jersey. Isn't that success? That's what is success for me. What is your success story? Write it down. Put it in the comments below, because all of your story means so much to me. And once you write it down, you acknowledge yourself. With that, Gyan, let's get back into the conversation.
I think all those things, I mean, of course, it's always great to like make 10 times more money, but you know, I feel like what is the English equivalent of the word sukoon? The sukoon that you get, like the satisfaction that you get,
Yeah.
yeah, the satisfaction that you get from being able to have like peace in your life, from having things running in your business world, in your work world, generally smoothly, there's
Mm.
nothing that can compare to that. And also feeling like you have job security, also feeling like you would never have it count against you to be a present mom or a present wife or want to be there. So,
Absolutely.
you know,
So true. And that makes me think that, as a woman, now I'm going to be 34 in 6 days. There's so much, there is always a constant pressure of, having a baby, starting a
perform.
family,
Yeah.
right? And then,
And you love
um,
your career
y-
and you don't want to
ex-
jeopardize that
oh my
by your
God,
personal life.
yes.
And you know, for me, when I thought of this, I didn't even think about having kids at that time. I was like, yeah, one day I'll have kids. But I never realized that I actually never cared about having my own kids. I just wanted to have the option that if one day this happens in my life, I don't want to have to feel pressured that, like, maybe I could lose my job. Maybe I'll get replaced by someone younger, someone who is always available to work. I don't want to have that pressure. And
Mm.
I wanted to create that environment also for the other women that work for me. And we have like a very relaxed work environment. And I think building in those processes and procedures is a big part of what has afforded me the freedom that I have now as a business owner.
So, how many people are employed with you?
So I have, in terms of full time, right now, I have 2 people.
Okay.
Um, Before Corona, like last year, I had 3 full time people outside of myself. So
Okay.
4 full time people, and another person who works anywhere from 30 to 40 hours a week, and her only job is to organize the warehouse and pull inventory and put back inventory. And she processes flowers and keeps the studio clean. So she's basically our warehouse manager. So she works
Okay.
30 to 40 hours a week. And outside of that, everyone else is contractors. We'll have maybe like anywhere from 30 to 60 on our
That's great.
roster.
Yeah, there's not a lot of pressure of handling everyone, even during this time. So that's good,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, it's still
Yeah.
pressure, but yeah.
It's still pressure. Yeah, right. From your experience, give some advice on how people can improve on their design skills.
On their design skills,
Hmm.
oh geez, I don't know. Uh,
That's totally out of syllabus.
well, I don't think studying other people's design helps. Yeah, because I feel like it limits you from allowing yourself to get uncomfortable in your own thoughts. Like when I spend too much time on Pinterest or looking at someone else's, I feel more of an overwhelming sense of non achievement, or that there's so many people that are so much better. How come I don't get those clients? If I got that client who had that money, I could do that. I could do better than that. And so rather than wasting your brain space and time thinking that, what if you just did it? What if you just talked to a rental company and were like, hey, can I like rent a couple of linens and just give it to me for the week, or some flatware or whatever, or go to like a wholesale florist and just pick out a bunch of colors that you like, of things that you like, and just bring it back to your studio, grab some of your vases and put together a table with those flowers and try to do something different. No pressure. No pressure from a client. No pressure from anybody. Do whatever the hell you want. You want to take them? You want to hang a whole bunch of bundles of flowers upside down on top of a table? Do it, and line the whole table level with pillar candles, maybe that are monochromatic with the flowers that are on top of them. I don't know. Just let yourself literally do anything, and sometimes you'll come up with something really, really genius. Take a picture and post it online. Maybe whatever you put together you think is very ugly and stupid, but post it online and see what people say. And there might be someone that says, hey, that's really cool. I never saw that before. By the way, our wedding's happening, blah, blah, blah. Can we talk to you? We don't like that, but we want to know what else you could do. You never know. And I feel like the only way to better your skill is to try and work at it. But if you don't work at your own skill, all you're doing is continually replicating and doing versions of someone else's. And so you don't really get to grow yourself as an artist if you do that. You end up refining your mimicking skills,
Right. Oh my
right?
God, that is so correct. So
Is it?
correct.
I don't
And
know, but like that's
no,
kind of how
no,
I
but
felt
that is
over the
so,
years.
yeah, but that is so valid because these days, even around
There's
us,
just
there
so
are
much
so
out
many
there.
people who, yeah, there's so much out there, and people are just, if somebody had to mimic, why did they even have to come to us? They could do it themselves, or, uh, you know, get a bundle of things and put it. But you are hiring someone, and paying
For
them
their
so much
idea.
money so that,
And
yeah.
going back to your other question, that was another like measure of success for me, that like, are people coming to me because they want me to like copy someone else's? Or for me, I feel so proud and happy when somebody trusts me with their money, whether it's 20,000, 8,000, 5,000, 100,000. The fact that somebody thinks that I'm worthy enough to trust me to make gold out of the money that they work so hard to earn, that means so much to me. Like, I don't know, girls go out and like buy like a really expensive pair of designer shoes or designer bag because they want that brand and they want to say that that brand is, for them, or that they've
That's
invested
me.
in that
Yeah.
brand. Yeah. And the fact that they're investing 20 times the amount of money of that designer bag or shoe with you for their wedding decor, it means so much. And they're not paying just for you to do decor, they're paying for your ideas. And so when somebody comes to you as a designer, this is on a much deeper level, to like someone's investing in your mind. And that's such a huge compliment, huge compliment. And so that also pushes me to like, I don't know, keep thinking or coming up with cool ways to like, I don't know, do things at weddings.
Right. Oh
I
my
feel responsible.
God. I'm so glad you've been so open and so genuine and so
True, about sharing your experiences. Oh my God. Um, you then also started your master classes after you've been,
Yeah.
building your wedding style company. What brought you to that?
Um, I haven't like fully pushed it yet. I just did the one live and we got so lucky because literally we did it one week and the next week everything was shut down
Shut up.
because of COVID. So
I know.
we got very lucky that we were able to get the one in, but um, I was very fortunate. We had 12 people attend our first class and I only marketed it for 2 weeks.
Hmm.
I only did marketing for 2 weeks, and we ended up with 12 people. We had someone come from New Jersey. We had somebody come from North Carolina who drove up the night before. We had someone come from Florida. We had people come from so many
Oh,
different places. I didn't even know we had followed people who like followed us or engaged with us from so many different places. But yeah, I thought to myself that I struggled a lot in the beginning of my business. We still have struggles, but not to where I was in the beginning. That's supposed to be the point of a class. That's supposed to be the point of a course, to teach you things that other people have already learned to speed up the process of your growth and your success as a company. Ultimately, it's up to you to implement things. If you don't do the work, it's kind of like weight loss. If you don't do the work, you're not going to lose the weight. You
right.
have to work. There has to be a change. And you read so many quotes that say, if you keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result, you're crazy. You have to do something different to get a different result. And
Yes.
that's true. So I wanted to be able to provide a resource that people can use that are in a similar line of work, um, to the way that I do things. I don't know if like, I can't guarantee that you taking the class is going to change your life, but I can guarantee that if you took the class and you implement even one thing, two things, three things, it will change your life
Right.
because it's a change that you made. You can take all the classes online, you can watch all the YouTube videos in history, but if you do not implement it, it's not going to make a
Then
change.
it's not.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I broke down everything. I broke down how I do my marketing. I broke down how I do my consultations. I broke down how I organize my warehouse. I broke down what my week looks like. I broke down all of my employees and what all of their job descriptions are, what they're responsible for. I broke down how to get a client to tell you their budget when they won't give you their budget because people struggle with that a lot. I broke down how my payment structure is. I broke down what my policies are with clients. I broke down everything. But after doing the class, I realized I think it was information overload. I think it was just so much because we've developed it over time. Um,
Hmm.
and I mean, the people loved it though. And then I also did a one on one mentoring session with each person.
You
Uh,
did.
yeah, after the class while they were there. So that way, if they had any questions, I mean, because it was an intimate class size, people were able to ask their questions. But we did record the entire thing. So if people want
Hmm.
to purchase the recording for all of it, they can do so. And then we can also schedule a one on one mentoring session for 2 hours after you've made that purchase to discuss any questions that you had on the course. So
How
that's
did
also there.
you feel after taking that, after being a mentor?
Um, I feel bad because I feel because I feel like when somebody tells me about their problem, I want to help them see it through to completion. And I feel like a one-on-one mentoring session is not enough. Like you need accountability, you need milestones, you need goals to take the baby steps to get there. And I feel like
Mm.
sometimes like you can ask me questions and then I feel like, should I offer 1 hour mentoring sessions or should you have to purchase them in blocks of 3? And so I made it so that way you can get a one-on-one mentoring session, but you get a discount if you purchase it in blocks of 2 because I want you to get the 2 hours so that way we can talk about your problems in one, I can give you some solutions, and then in the second session I can hold you accountable and say, did you use those solutions and how did they work for you? I feel like
Right.
I feel like you make more of a change when you're held accountable to it, not just by yourself, but by someone else, you know?
Mm.
Um,
Right.
it's
Yeah,
a,
that is one of the practice that me and my husband follow. That if we have decided to make any change in our lives, we we make sure that we are telling that to our parents, to our sister, to our friends, to everyone around us, so that now we've
They can
shared
hold you
this
accountable.
change. Yeah, everyone can hold me accountable,
That's
and now
very
I
brave.
have to do it.
Nobody really wants that. No, especially family. People don't want family all up in their business holding them accountable. So
Yeah,
it's a very
yeah,
brave thing you guys do. How does it
yeah.
work?
That Oh, it works great. I think nobody comes back and tell you that you said this and you're not doing that, but it's your own self pressure. Let's say you can say
Self-awareness,
that,
yeah.
right? That now I've said it to so many, and why am I telling it to so many is because I really want that improvement or that change in me, and so
Right.
I need to work on it regularly. And I know I especially cannot do that in front of that, and that
That
person
person.
because I've
Right.
already tell them that I don't do this anymore,
Right,
or
right.
I do this from this day onwards. So that is really that helps a lot, especially like it makes up your mind and makes it stronger to be actively taking actions towards what you
Yep.
really want to
Yep.
do, right? Oh my God, Sarah. If I could, I would just get into the screen and hug you really tight.
I want to hug
And
you too. Corona, man.
I know. So yeah, whenever I'm traveling to DC
Please
or you're
come
coming to
visit.
New
Well,
Jersey,
I mean, after
I'm
this, I
definitely
think
coming.
everybody wants to get out of the house, to be honest. I can't wait to come to like New York or New Jersey.
Yeah,
I
and
just,
you're coming. Ping me. We are going to meet. We are going to catch up. Definitely.
absolutely. I'd love to. I'd love to connect.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah, for coming in. And I really, really enjoyed speaking with you.
Oh, you're
Thank
very
you.
welcome. Thank you so much. I hope it was insightful and I look forward to seeing it.
Oh, absolutely. It was. Yeah. Wait for 2 weeks and you'll see the whole version of
I
it.
can't wait.
Okay. Okay.
All right, take care.
Guys, this journey with you all has been fantastic. And with that, we come to an end to season 1. Because season 2 is in progress, and in season 2, I'm going to be meeting people in person and interviewing kick ass people from the wedding industry. So stay tuned and please don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends and family because that would mean so much to me. I'll see you very soon. Until then, bye bye.